I don't know what the heck just happened. Mm. Yeah, I don't know what the heck was happening. Freaking OBS. Freaking. Mm, yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore. It's definitely it's definitely night and day for sure. It's definitely night and day. Mm. Okay. All right. Man, what a day. What a day. What a day. Mm. Okay. So what a day. What a day. Mm. I mean, that can't be it. You know what investors eat? I really don't even know. I don't know. I looked at OBS and saw that I it was dropping frames left and right. I have no clue why OBS was doing that. I don't know why. Man, what a frustrating day. So that means that tomorrow is going to probably be a very great day. It just seems like it was just every little thing that could be annoying or an annoyance was an annoyance today. Well, not everything, but yeah, the trades we took this morning, missing targets and hitting stops, uh, having my target get hit in the next session when it could have god dang well got hit in a later part of the session. Didn't make the right decision here on gold tonight. It just seems like the universe is really testing me today. But even though these things were annoying, I'm not going to allow this to be an excuse to trade on tilt or anything or become frustrated, flustered, and make emotional decisions. I'm not going to allow that to happen. So you can annoy me all you want with these stupid minor things, but it's not going to affect me not one bit. So I think that's probably like the first time that's happened where just the frame, like, dude, I looked at the frames. I was like, dude, what the heck is happening? Everything is connected. It was dropping. It was up to 15,000% frames or whatever this heck the OBS was saying that it dropped. I had 0 kilobits per second. I was like, dude, what the heck is going on? Everything is connected except OBS in this stream. They're trying to attack. It was like, oh my God, this guy told the world the Labor Bureau of Statistics data is going to get dropped tomorrow. He wasn't supposed to talk about that. Cut off his stream, cut off his stream, cut the stream out. He wasn't supposed to talk about that. Dial up. You know, I will say this. AT&T fiber, that's what I have. And I will say this, if I had another option, I would leave them because uh fiber is supposed to be the evolution in internet. It's supposed to use light versus electrical signals, and light is supposed to be a cleaner, faster signal. Man, AT&T, either it's AT&T fiber suck or fiber sucks in general, because I'm not saying that it's the reason why the stream was cutting out. I don't know why OBS was dropping frames, but it's not as fast as when I had Spectrum. I had no problem like gaming, online gaming. I usually was always the uh damn, what's the person before they went to dedicated servers? What's that? What do they used to call the person that the game was using their connection to host the whole game? The host leader or some shit like that, where you had the advantage because the game was being hosted on your connection, so you was able to react faster than everybody else. I forgot what they called it. It's been so long now that COD uses dedicated servers. Forgot what it's called, but I purchased the like the what is it called, like the gigabit speed or whatever on Spectrum. It was usually the host leader or whatever it's called. But fiber is I see that it's not the same. It's not as fast. Did the speed test and everything. It's not as fast. It's supposed to be, but it's not. No, man. Honestly, no, no. If I can go back to because the place where I live at, I think they have a contract to have exclusive. AT&T has like a monopoly over this building, so I have no choice. I think I can get Spectrum, but everything is wired for AT&T fiber, so and it's not the best. It does what it needs to do, but um, yeah, it's not the best. Well, shit. We hit an EMA, and with no price to the left above these highs, we could see this thing come crashing down, investors. I don't know if you're long or short. If we're gonna look at these EMAs, the EMAs are already sloping to the downside already. Don't know if you're long. We see a range and we see a break. Gold is super bullish though, so I mean, it may not even mean not a damn thing. It's super bullish. I mean, we got this big move up into a range. Price is breaking down. It pulled back to this range, and it looks like it's trying to make a move lower. But the market is super bullish right now. So the bears right here could be getting set up for a trap. But it is making lower lows and it is making lower highs. And so you're long looking for a bounce. Okay. So you're long looking for a bounce. Well, I will say that this leg right now is bearish. So just be mindful and don't move your stops. I think you have to respect your risk on this one because we may see a pullback here. I mean, if you really think about it, the market has been going up in one direction since 11 o'clock last night. So, I mean, it's your account. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying or suggesting anything, but yeah, we'll see. I'm just gonna wait for that pullback. I mean, unless the bulls are just gonna get super aggressive and just gonna keep buying. Do you have a target in mind when it bounces? Where are you targeting? Are you trying to target that previous high at 694, or where are you targeting with your long? ES looks bullish. ES looks super bullish right now. But the Nasdaq seems like the Nasdaq is the one that's kind of fallen behind the ES. I wonder if we're about to see the Nasdaq kind of like when we saw what last year where the ES was the leader and the Nasdaq would follow the ES. As crazy as that sounds, I wonder if we're going to start seeing that again. Looking for the top of that range. You're out of it. Yeah. 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 Like I said, gold is pretty straightforward. You really can't squint your eyes and say, yeah, this looks bullish. It's kind of obvious that we're going to kind of see a drop here based on the lower lows, the lower highs. The EMAs are sloping to the downside. It's that's hard for uh, instruments like the ES and gold to recover from. Uh, if you kind of look at previous price action, and this is just in general, not just to Investor Z, but generally, but you see when the market tends to start to slow down, you see that the market likes to kind of wait. It'll hold an area, but the market likes to wait so it can kind of get back above the EMAs before it makes a move. Unlike the Nasdaq, but you start to see the slope, it'll kind of wait. And then once the EMAs get close, that's when price will pounce, and the EMA, the market will use the EMA as support as it gets to where it's trying to get to. So the EMAs are definitely a cheat code on an instrument like gold or ES or any instrument that trades with in structure. So we'll see if we get a pullback here. We'll see if this low at 699 holds. I'm pretty sure it does. I mean, we had this big move up. It breaks structure to the right or to the left. I'm pretty sure it'll just pull back into this range. Let's look at this. Let's see if an extension here. Mm, 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 72. Mm, mm. Yeah, I don't think the Bulls are going to let this go that easy, especially with that big push that we just seen on gold. I don't think they're going to let it go that easy, but I mean, it's pretty obvious that the market is now in a downward trend. At least this leg is in a downward trend, not the overall structure, because that's bullish. But this trend line is going to definitely play a a role. So we're just going to have that marked out. And when it comes to trend lines on gold, I personally wouldn't recommend trading against it. I would not recommend trading against any trend on gold. Hmm. I mean, that looks about right. Yeah, that looks about right. I mean, we got two intersecting trend lines here. One that's going up, and now we have one that's going down. So these areas right here, this space outside these trend lines is going to be very important. It's very important. I mean, obviously not the space to the left, obviously, but obviously to the right. So all of this space right here is going to be important, and we have to pay attention to that. Because if the Bulls break out of this, if the Bulls were to break out of this right here and they pull back and use a trend line, they got this trend line, and this it's so sloped to the upside. Uh, you're gonna have a lot of bulls, a lot of algos that's gonna take profits like right there. Because I highly doubt that the market trends on that slope trend line like that. I highly doubt it. So what the market is gonna want to do is find their way outside of this space right here, because it's going to be this space and this space. They're going to try to get into this space right here. without giving up too much space in this area right here. So, I mean, we do have a range right here. We do have a range. I'm pretty sure that the market is going to come back and try to test this range. Hmm. All right, so we'll see. We'll see what price does if it gets into this area. If we see a break and they hold this range on the pullback, then we'll definitely see lower prices. But if not, then hey, what's up, Cave Trader? Welcome back. You said Barrett said you can't see the price action. Hmm. All right, so you probably should be able to see that better. But anyway, it is about that time. It is about that time. So the orb today, we got that orb breakout to the upside. We had a failed breakout. We had a breakout, but for whatever reason, the bulls just could not hold that pullback. And we saw the market hold at the orb low today. And now we're seeing the market actually follow through here, which, like I said, was very annoying because I was in this trade at these lows and looking for 830 in a couple of runners. And for whatever reason, the market just decided to crap out at the end of the session and then hits my target earlier in the Asian session. So that was frustrating today. But uh, but okay. All right. Let's get this documented and then we'll be done for tonight. It wasn't a false breakout. It was a failed breakout. You got a failed breakout here. This failed to break out because it closed. I mean, we did see a breakout from the range, but the bulls failed to hold it and to continue the price movement, which resulted in price closing back within the range. So this would be a failed breakout. Mm, all right. Uh, mm, So we definitely had a choppy Monday. Uh, this was probably one of the worst. This was not one of the better days to trade the orb today. Uh, a lot of the money was made within the range, within the opening range, and not actually a breakout from the orb itself. So today was just not one of those days to trade the orb. 849, 854. Eight 70. I think it's what, like 888. Okay. So we didn't get any real movement away from the orb high today. Like I said, a lot of the money was made within the range. It was not made outside of the range today. The most you could have gotten if you got the perfect entry right at the orb high was 42 points, but the market didn't give anything outside of that whatsoever. And I hate days like these. That's why I try my best to not have to rely on not having to rely on trading at the orb high and the bottom. If I can kind of get in as the market is breaking out from the higher lows, that's ideal. But we usually, not necessarily usually, but it doesn't tend to work out like that. So 849, that's the initial sweep. Initial break was around 854. We really didn't have a successful breaker structure. Because it really didn't break structure today. But I guess if I would say the 927 entry is probably the closest thing. So we'll just use that. 927 high. Yeah, it broke high. It didn't necessarily break low today. Initial reaction, it was a dirty break and retest. And a dirty break and retest is just a choppy break and retest where the market is just, before it finally breaks out, it has to chop and chop and chop to generate the liquidity that's needed to make the move in the intended direction. As you can see, that it needed to make all this sell stops underneath all these long positions so it can use these stops to fuel the market lower. And so it was definitely a dirty break and retest to generate liquidity to make the move. All right, so about like 42 points high was the, and 42 points high. Okay. All right, so we got another night documented. Hopefully we get better price action tomorrow because we didn't see that today. It was not fun trading this morning. Hey, yo, what's up, Nightfart? What's up? Well, uh, unfortunately, Nightfart, we're closing up shop for tonight. Remember, we have the Bureau of Labor and Statistic dropping their revisions for tomorrow around 9 a.m. Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. If you're in a position, uh, I would um, I would try to hold off on getting into something unless you're already in something and you're well positioned and you're willing to risk that position because it can easily reverse tomorrow. Or we could potentially see not even a reaction at all, which is highly unlikely, but it is a possibility. So we just have to be mindful around that 9 o'clock central hour. So with that said, I appreciate everybody that's joined tonight. Appreciate it. We'll definitely come back tomorrow morning and we will definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.